I don't have a whole lot of time left in my day to clean, but I do know that I like to live in a clean and orderly home without sacrificing the things that are really important to me. I'm going to share with you 11 cleaning tips that can be done now that won't cost any money. These allow me and my family to spend the majority of our free time on the things that matter to us the most and still live in a tidy home. This is my favorite hack ever. Lots of us use our own cleaning solutions because they're affordable and healthier. Vinegar, rubbing alcohol, hydrogen peroxide. Most of these come in bottles that will fit a standard spray nozzle. Just be sure to thoroughly rinse out spray nozzles between bottles by running water or vinegar through it. Here I have a little cup of water that I'm using to rinse out my nozzle. When it's done, I can attach it to any of my bottles directly and I'm good to go. This allows me to have cleaners around at all times in many places. I've even used a washed sriracha bottle to hold cleaner. Yes, nozzles fit on it and it keeps things really accessible, which encourages cleanups. And I feel okay about letting my son use these items as well. For pretty much all the bathroom sinks, I keep a towel for easy wipe-ups. Daily spills and splashes usually aren't all gross and full of germs, and they won't need a deep clean if we're wiping them up before things are left to stew. In my experience, most of these splashes are of clean water anyway. I keep the towel hanging in an inconspicuous place, and if there are splashes, then I just grab that towel to dry off the sink and it'll look like we were never there. If something needs a little extra help, then the cleaner is not far away. I put the towel in the wash every couple of days to keep things fresh. Many people have heard about the no-shoe policy, and we enforce this in our house as well. But we like to go a little bit further and have a socks or clean feet policy, where for the most part we wear socks in the house, or we have clean feet. Especially during the summer months with us wearing flip-flops and having our feet unprotected from the dirt of the sidewalk, this oil, dirt, and sweat can work its way into fibers of cloth and end up attracting even more dirt, which is really hard to clean. We like to keep socks near the entryways so that we can put them on, wash our feet, and then put on clean socks. To me, it's a lot easier to wash dirty socks than to wash a dirty floor or a rug. Always wash your feet. We make it a point to have all cookware and diningware washed before we call it a night. This habit really streamlines our mornings and keeps pests out of the house. So it's really wins all around in my book. But taking this a little further, if food is known to cake on as it dries, like pasta or rice, which seems to turn into little stuck-on bits of glue, we wash those items immediately, or at the very least, make sure to nestle the dishes so that the water in it will keep the bits of food hydrated and easy to wash when we have time. Kitchen work can get really messy around here, and it seems like we're constantly battling splashes of water on the floor. What we like to do is hide an old sock or rag behind the kitchen trash can, and this allows us to easily grab it with our feet so that we can quickly mop up those splashes on the floor. If it gets too gross, then we're okay with tossing it out. Otherwise, we wash it after a couple of days and it's ready to be reused. My husband and son do work to keep the bathrooms clean, but sometimes it's not as clean as I would like. So to avoid any embarrassing situations, I make it a point to use each bathroom every day so that each one gets a daily inspection and touch-up. Also, each bathroom has its own set of spray bottles and wipes to make it easy for us all to keep the bathrooms clean. Most of the time, we handle mail immediately, so we don't even use this landing area. But our lives can get busy, and sometimes that mail piles up, like it did this week. Once we have trouble stuffing the mail in, we know that we have to look at dedicating some time to going through that pile. Having this system where limits are defined by the storage has worked really well for us, and even if this piles up, it's not so bad that we're late on any mail that we're having to take action on. I like having this shred box next to the mail. It makes it easy for us to sort through our mail, which means that we're more likely to work through that unsightly pile. It's just a plain cardboard box, but its size serves as an indicator of when we need to shred. It also serves as a buffer, which allows us to keep some unexpectedly important items. I can't tell you the number of times that I've had to dig through this box to find a bill for proof of residency or that receipt for the item that I wasn't expecting to need to return or exchange. And a bonus tip, if you like pretty things, you can grab a shirt that you're no longer wearing and fit it around the box. The bottom of the shirt can serve as a nice hem, and if the shirt fits snugly around the box, you won't have to do any sewing or gluing. I really like this way of reusing old shirts. I can change up its clothes however I like. I like to keep the best entertainment material for cleaning sessions. Favorite YouTubers or audiobooks? I don't hit play until I'm ready to multitask, and this really keeps me motivated to actually want to clean. It makes it so much more enjoyable for me, since I feel like I'm catching up with some of my really good friends. My goal is to never have a 0 day, because progress is progress no matter how big or small. Remember my too good for the recycle bin containers and caps I put away with an action date to declutter? Well, I still haven't touched those at all. So even though it does pain me, I realize that I've now gone a couple months without bringing these items to see the sunlight, and I really don't use them. It's a small but mighty victory for me in this journey of mine, and it's really one less thing that I have to manage and deal with. All too often, we get used to being around certain items and seeing them where they are. One trick that really helps me is to take a photo of a room and flip it so that everything is backwards. To me, it makes it look like this is a whole new room, and I can easily see that room objectively now. Things like that pile sitting on top of the shelf can pop out at me, and it moves me to action. We only have a finite number of hours on this great earth. I know I'd like to spend them doing more important things because it's the little things in life that are the best. Generally, these tips help for cleaning maintenance, and more often than not, these get done because these systems help us. Everyday maintenance, in my experience, is the key for keeping a tidy home, and it really improves so many aspects of our lives. We play worry-free and have space to enjoy building things. We watch physics in action and learn together. We gaze up at celestial bodies, uncover a new hobby, go out for a walk on a beautiful day, remember the good friends in our lives, and just laugh at silly things that we never knew existed. And of course, catch up on the Z's so that we can do it all again another day. Sriracha, sriracha, sriracha. It's sriracha.